Okay, racers, it is the second team time trial of the season, and this one is a doozy. 2 laps of the UCI Richmond reverse, which means you get to go up and down 23rd Street, Libby Street, and the longer Main Street ascent. But then there's a lot of flat after that, so you know. Altogether, 32.6 kilometers, 315 meters of climbing. Let's jump over and take a look at the race on a page. So, as I say, 2 laps for all teams. That's 32.6 and 315 meters of climbing. How do you score points? It's a team time trial. So, you take the overall team time, which is measured as the 4th rider, over the finish line, and list the teams in order and give them points. So, basically, it is the FIN are the only points available here for the team. Power-ups. So there are power-ups available again in this team time trial. They are the truck or lorry, increase your draft effect for 30 seconds. The aero helmet, increase your aero effect for 15 seconds. And the feather to reduce your weight for 10 seconds. Orange box here shows the three categories, if you like, of formation. The first is, since we're all trying to get across the line together as a group or get the fastest time for the team, then first job, blob up as a group, ride together as a group. Second job, once you've mastered that, stretch that blob out so that you're taking more advantage of draft effect. And more importantly than that, if you fall off the front, once you've taken your turn on the front and you drift to the back, you've got more distance to drift back without being kicked out of the draft at the back. And then lastly, if you master that, you can start to think about riding in a formal pace line where everybody has a number and you're taking structured turns at the front and then drifting to the back, and the person behind you takes their turn at the front. But that takes a lot of experience, and I don't encourage you to do it unless you have practiced a lot. Okay, bikes. This is a tricky course, as you can see from the profile view. It's got a couple of quite steep hills and quite a lot of flat as well. So heavier riders are going to want to pick a bike that will help get them over those lumps, whereas lighter riders are going to want to pick an aero bike that will help them on the flat stay with the group. Overall strategy on this, I haven't got a strategy slide and I can nail it just in one sentence really, is get your heavier riders over the 2 lumps on the second lap. If you do that, then you can use them on the flat and go from there. And so that's going to be the mission that I set every team listening to this, is get your heavier riders through to the flat on the second lap. There we go. Let's take a look at the DS notes. All right, so I've got left and right, lap 1 and lap 2. Based on some of your feedback from last week, I have also put the little lightning bolt in wherever you're going to pick up a power-up, because there's lots of power-ups here. So you can see that on lap 1, on the left-hand side with the lightning bolts, and then where you pick them up on lap 2 on the right-hand side of the screen, and of course also on the profile view down below. If you want to take a recon of this course, then as I have every week this season, my recommendation is to jump on with RaveCon. Team Rave do a great event every Sunday. It's not the only recon ride, but it is a great one. So that is Sunday, 12 noon Eastern Standard Time, which is 5 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. If the cough that I've got clears up, I'll be there. But if not, I will be cheering you on anyway. So now it's time for my big shout outs. The heroes in February coming up in name in front of you. But of course, getting into the coffee club and donating to Sherpa Dave isn't the only way to support the channel. So as always, the 4 ways to support the channel are: 1, tell your friends; 2, like the channel or like the video and subscribe to the channel; 3, download those notes. Link will pop up, or has already popped up. And then last of all, buy Sherpa a coffee if you're feeling super generous and I've made your day. Target times. There you go. I'm not going to read them out, but those are my views on target times. How did I work these out this time? Well, it's a common route to take on the Thursday team time trial. So I used those as my baseline and adjusted accordingly, moving from coffee class down to category. So there we go. Let's see how you do. And let's just jump straight into a hot lap. The route starts with a 1.1 kilometer descent. It averages -4%, but it does get to -8 or 9% as we're going down. So group up quickly and go down here together. There are two hard, if you look at the lap itself, there's two hard climbs in the first quarter, and those will wear out heavier riders, but you really need those heavier riders later on. So let's make sure you work hard to get the heavy riders through the two lumps as you're going around here. All right, we're on the 23rd Street reverse climb. The climb itself starts pretty shallow, as we can see here. There's the 3D view. You can see that it's green for the first two bends, and then it really tightens after that. So you don't even have to really worry about all of it up until the point now. But when we go around this bend, you will see it kicks up. And you can actually see that in front of you now. So 3%, but it's going to kick up 4. There we go. Now we're in it. And it just gets worse for a while here. Just a couple of 100 meters where it's bad, but it really is bad for those couple of 100 meters. This is one of those stretches coming up now that there isn't anything the team can do to help each other. You just have to muscle your way through. Now I will note over on the left hand side as we're going up, I've got the kilometer markers. This is a multi-lap race, so what I've got there is the kilometer markers for each lap. So what you're seeing is we're 2 kilometers of 16 through each lap. And as I say all of that, we're through the climb, flattens out. This is the time to regroup. So hopefully you regroup quickly, and then it's down here. You'll have just picked up your first power up as well. That's a short, fast descent. And we're very quickly into Libby Street reverse. 500 meters averaging 5%. But like the last climb, it's just got a nasty 200 meters, which we are on now. You can see it goes straight into 19%, I think I clocked there. Just passing the 3 kilometer of 16 per lap. There we go. It backs off now. And it actually flattens out for quite a long way before we get to that, the end of the official KQOM. And of course, this is a team time trial. We don't actually care about the KQOM, but you should be making a conscious effort to regroup over this flat so you can stay together as you go down this descent. Pick up a power up as you go through the gate. Four kilometers of 16 for the lap. And now it's flat for the next, 2.9 kilometers, almost 3 kilometers. So this is a time to get in formation and just ride for this little flat bit. There is a little bump, not far away from here actually, but you should be able to just power through it. There's our 5 kilometer of 16. And just to remind you, when I'm saying 5 kilometers of 16, it's 32 kilometers for the whole ride. I'm giving you kilometer markings for the first lap. There's that bump I talked about. It did clock 8% there, but it's such a short time period that it's nothing to worry about. There's 6 kilometers of 16 or 12 kilometers of 32. All right, we're on the start of our third climb, which is Main Street. This one's not so bad, so I didn't put it in orange. It's 1.1 kilometer altogether and only averages 3%, but it does have extended sections of 6%. We're just passing 7 kilometers on the first lap and 14 kilometers on the second lap. Flattens out just for a second here. And then it kicks back in again. We're now halfway through the lap. Or, of course, 3/4 of the way through the entire race if you're on the second lap. And now it flattens out as we go through this set of traffic lights. And it's pretty much flat from here to the end of the lap. As we go around this bend, there we pick up another power-up. There is one little bump on this flat section, and we're about to hit it right around now. There we go. 9.9 kilometers. Little bit of cobbles there, shouldn't be too much trouble for you. Just keep the power steady. And just as we're passing 12 kilometers for the lap, we'll go through this sprint banner and pick up the last of our power-ups for the ride. There we go. And so now there is a slight descent that we're going to go through in a little while, but other than that, it's flat all the way to the end of the lap. There's our 16 kilometer marker, so we're almost there. And in the mini map, you can actually see the finish line. So as always, I will leave you with a hearty ride on, and hopefully I will see you next Tuesday.